أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم الربع مما تركن من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين ولهن الربع مما تركتم إن لم يكن لكم ولد فإن كان لكم ولد فلهن الثمن مما تركتم من بعد وصية توصون بها أو دين وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخ أو أخت فلكل واحد منهما السدس فإن كانوا أكثر من ذلك فهم شركاء في الثلث من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين غير مضار وصية من الله والله عليم حليم. Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I recited Surah An-Nisa Ayat number 12. In this ayat, Allah tells us about the inheritance, how it will be distributed among the relatives. So we read this ayat, we will understand more better inshallah. So Allah said, وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجُكُمْ وَلَكُمْ, and for you, nisfu, there is half, ma taraka, what is left, azwajukum, what have been left by from your wives. So when wife of a person pass away, so after her death, what was her left assets in the form of wealth or property or belonging. So, illam yakul lahunna walad, if she has no any child, then her property will be distributed like this way: the half of the part of her asset in the form of wealth or property or belonging will be given to the husband. So, walakum nisfu ma taraka, so half of the left asset in the form of wealth or property or belonging will be given to the husband. Azwajukum, when any wife of a person die. Illam yakul lahunna walad, if there is no child from her. For example, if a person who has 4 wives, then one wife dies and she has no child, then half of her properties, belongings after her death will be given to the husband as distribution system of Allah according to this ayat. So Allah said, فَإِن كَانَ لَهُنَّ وَلَدٌ, if there is children, if she has a child, one child or more than one child, فَلَكُمُ الرُّبُعُ مِمَّا تَرَكْنَا, then husband will get fourth part of her left asset in the form of wealth or property or belonging. So what is left by the wife, the fourth part will be given to the husband if she has children. من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين. So first of all, her will and debt will be paid. Then after that, the remaining will be distributed in such a way that husband will get half if she has no child. But if she has child, then husband will get 1/4 of her left asset in the form of property or wealth or anything. Then Allah said about the husband, if husband die, what will be given to the wife? So next part of the ayat, Allah said, وَلَهُنَّ الرُّبُعُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ. So if you die, so إِلَّمْ يَكُلْ لَكُمْ وَلَدْ, if you have no children, then from your asset or property or belonging, whatever you left, so fourth part of that, 1/4 of that will be given to the wife. If there are more wives, then 1/4 of the husband will be given to the wives equally. So وَلَهُنَّ الرُّبُعُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ إِن لَّمْ يَكُن لَّكُمْ وَلَدٌ. So if there is no child, if you have no child, then your property, your belonging will be distributed in such a way that the 1/4 will be going to the wife. If there are more wives, one and more, then 1/4 will be distributed equally among them. فَإِنْ كَانَ لَكُمْ وَلَدٌ, if you have children, one child or more, فَلَهُنَّ الثُّمُنُ, then the wife will get 1/8 part, 1/8 part of your belonging or your asset in the form of in the form of wealth or property that will be given to you, given to the wife if you die. If the husband dies, now in this part of the ayat Allah said, وَلَهُنَّ الرُّبُعُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ إِن لَّمْ يَكُن لَّكُمْ وَلَدٌ. If you die mean if the husband dies, then what is left by the husband will be distributed in such a way that fourth part of her left, fourth part of the husband left after his death will be given to the wife if he has no child. فَإِنْ كَانَ لَكُمْ وَلَدٌ, but if he has child, وَلَهُنَّ الثُّمُنُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ, then the wife will get 1/8 part. So 1/8 part will be given to the wife. وَصِيَّةٍ تُوصُونَ بِهَا أَوْ دَيْنٍ. Then first of all, the will, what you have done, that will be paid, and then أَوْ دَيْنٍ, and the loan or debt will be paid. So then after paying debt and the will, the remaining will be distributed according to this ayat to the wives. If husband die, if there is no child, then 1/4 of the properties or belonging will be given to the wife, and if there are children, then the wife will get 1/8 part, 1/8 part of the properties or belonging left by the husband. Now is next part of the ayat Allah is telling us about that person, male or female, who is called kalala. Kalala means that person who has no dad, no mom, no granddad, no grandma, and who has no children and no any relative. So that person is kalala, even if it is a man or woman. So Allah said about that in the next part of the ayat. وَإِنْ كَانَ رَجُلٌ, and if there is a man, يُورَثُ كَلَالَةً, if that is a kalala, his left, what he will left, his belonging, or in the form of property or wealth or something. So that how it will be distributed, Allah said, Avimraatun walad, if there is a woman or man who is kalala, so his distribution, because they have no children, no parents, nothing at all, but they have, if they have like one brother and one sister. Walahu akhun aw ukhtun, if one sister, one brother, falikulli wahidin minhum as-sudus, then everyone will get 1/6 part of the properties or the things left by the person who is kalala. فَإِنْ كَانُوا أَكْثَرَ مِنْ ذَلِكَ, and if there are more brother and sister, فَهُمْ شُرَكَاءُ فِي الثُّلُثِ, then from 1/3 of the properties left by the kalala will be distributed equally among all brothers and sisters. من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين غير مدار. First of all, the will of that person will be paid, and the debt of that person will be paid. So Allah said غير مدار, it means, so debt will be paid, the debt and the will, that should be done in such a way that it should not be lost to any person. It's very important, because according to the ruling in Sharia, will is done up to 1/3 part, up to the 1/3 part of your properties and belonging. You are allowed to give away that into the will, but more than 1/3 is not allowed. If someone has done this, so that person has done a loss for the others. So then the people, they have to make correction there. So in the will, this is very important. It should not exceed 1/3. Then the loan, debt. So it should not be taken for those things which are not needed. Some people, they try to get loan just for luxury things. That is not allowed, because if the person die, then after the death, that loan becomes a burden on the people who are just to pay. This will be a problem. So this way Allah said, the first of all, the will must be done according to the rules of Sharia. The second thing, the loan, it should not be, some people they write the loan, they say they get the loan, but that is then paid by other people, so it becomes a source of loss or problem for others. So this is a problem. So this way, be careful in this. Allah said, Wasiyatam min Allah, this is the command of Allah. Wallahu alimun halim, and Allah is all knowing, forbearing. So keep in mind, in this ayat we learn that if the wife of a person dies, after the death of wife, if she has no children, then from her left property and belonging, husband will get half of the part after payment of will and debt payment. Same like that, if the husband dies, then wife will get 1/4 part of his properties and whatever the person has left. So wife will get 1/4 part if he has no children. But if he has children, then wife will get 1/8 part after payment of will and debt. Same like that, if there is a person who is a kalala, who has no dad and mom, no other relative except brother and sister, if he has one brother and sister, everyone will get 1/6 part. But if he or she has more than one brother and sisters, then everyone will get from 1/3 part. So 1/3 part of the left will be distributed equally among all the brothers and sisters after payment of will and the debt payment. So that is very important. So we have to understand that whatever Allah said, we have to follow it. We have to distribute the will according to the teachings, ruling that is from Holy Quran and Sunnah of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We have to follow it completely and fully, so that at the day of judgment we will have a good face before Allah, so Allah may become happy on us. So these worldly things, we should not be greedy of that, and we must be greedy to do good things just for Allah, to make our this life and life hereafter better. Allah give us tawfiq. Ameen.